Hey you guys, today's video kicks off the Keyblade Graveyard breakdowns. I plan to do each whole fight as a single video. For example, with Dark Riku and Xigbar, I plan to break down the cutscenes before and after, as well as the combat of the enemies and allies throughout the battle. This is probably going to be a pretty long video, so grab some popcorn and get comfy. Before the battle, there's a short kind of mini-game you have to get through. 3 sets of pillars will appear and push you backwards unless you dodge them. You can either get into a lane where the pillars are not at, use the cover side reaction command to slide under a small opening at the bottom of the pillars, or dodge through the pillars with the right timing. Blocking is not effective against the pillars. It will just go through your guard and push you back. There are 5 waves that you have to dodge. This is the same pattern every time. The first wave has no openings, so you have to dodge through it or use cover slide. The rest of the waves have openings. The second wave has an opening on the right, the third has one on both the left and right, the fourth wave has an opening in the middle, and the last wave has an opening on the right. You have glide at this point, so the easiest thing to do is just look for the openings and move out of the way of the coming pillars. Each lane of pillars has a different design on them. The pillars in the left lane have what look to be Luxord's cards on them. The middle pillar actually has Demyx's Sitar and Marluxia's Scythe. And the pillars on the right seem to have Larxine's daggers on them. All these organization members have the Keyblade legacy sleeping within them, which means they were there in the Age of Fairy Tales during the first Keyblade War. A huge thank you to 13th Vessel for letting me use this render of the pillars. It made it so much easier to see what was there. He did some fantastic work finding ways to get out of bounds in Kingdom Hearts 3, as well as finding some unused places and recreating them to see what it would look like. So be sure to give him a follow. I'll leave a link down in the description below to his Twitter and YouTube channel. The doors also have some symbols on them. One shows what looks to be a coffin with 8 points coming out of it. In the middle of this symbol are 3 more. The top one may be a heart, or even the symbol worn by Ericus and his students. The middle symbol has 2 arrows pointing away from each other, and I have no idea what this third symbol could be. You can see this in the middle of the door as well. The other symbol on the top of the door has what seems to be an eye here and here with wings on the outside. The bottom symbol looks to be an arrow or a sword. It's stabbing into what could be seen as a heart. It always seemed a little odd to me that the door closed so quickly at the end. It almost seemed like this was supposed to be either a longer corridor or a more complex puzzle. If you reach the end of the puzzle before all the waves have gone, the pillars will stop spawning. There's a repeated fight that happens before you actually get into the battle. This shows Riku fighting against the enemies by himself. He does a thrusting attack against Ansem before going after Dark Riku and Xigbar. Dark Riku gets a couple of hits on him while Xigbar reloads before Riku gets a combo finisher off on Dark Riku. Riku dodges some shots from Xigbar before he tries to hit him. Riku chases Ansem off screen before it loops again. It's interesting to see Riku's combo without all the effects that are usually there. While getting this footage, I actually learned that if you're low on HP, your camera blinks like your HP gauge. Anyways, the opening cutscene to this fight shows Ansem looking at a fight between Riku and Dark Riku. During the struggle, we see this odd spark appear twice. Personally, I believe this is showing the clash between light and darkness. After Riku pushes back Dark Riku, Xigbar jumps up to shoot a barrage of shots. Riku dodges out of the way, and as he gets up, we see he is already growing tired. Sora runs up to join him, and the battle begins. At the start of the battle, Ansem fights alongside Xigbar and Dark Riku. He will always appear in the middle and attack with this shield rush attack. You can just guard once and it will protect you throughout the whole attack. After this, Ansem will spawn orbs around Sora that shoot at him 2 at a time. With there being 6 orbs, this means it'll happen 3 times. After this, Ansem will do a shield attack and then summon another couple orbs to attack again. Before the orbs can shoot at you though, Ansem will leave, covering the area in darkness. You can damage him here, but it doesn't really matter. During the cutscene, Riku jumps after him, but Dark Riku kicks him back to the ground. Xigbar takes aim at Riku, but Sora gets there just in time to deflect the attacks. It's interesting that all the attacks here have this same spark effect. We see this with Riku and Dark Riku, and now with Sora and Xigbar. Anyways, Xigbar tells them to speed it up so they can keep the line moving. Now on to the actual battle between these two. I'm going to split them up and talk about each individually. First up is Dark Riku, the replica from Chain of Memories. His first attack is a 3-hit combo starting with a thrust forward followed by a horizontal slash and ending with a flipping slash downwards. Dark Riku then uses his free hand to strike the ground, pushing out 2 shockwaves. For some reason, he will switch between the first 2 attacks, sometimes using the thrusting attack first and sometimes using the horizontal slash first. All of this can be easily guarded and none of this will break your guard. You can even guard the shockwaves spawned. If you are caught in this attack, you will have just enough time between his second and third attack to guard or dodge out of the way. The next attack Riku does is a slice that sends out a disc, followed up by a dash attack. The dash attack shows Riku holding his blade out in front of himself and slicing out when he is close to Sora. While you can block the initial attack and the disc shot out, the dash attack will break through your guard unless you have a form change with the barrier ability. Be sure to have the wrist guard ability equipped so you can counterattack the guard break. Riku can also spawn mines in front of himself during his fight. Riku raises his hand in the air as 2 small orbs of darkness spiral in towards it. He jumps back as darkness pushes out and 5 mines appear. These have flames circling around them, and when you are close enough, they will start glowing and sparking more before exploding. These can be blocked with a simple guard. These are also used by Ansem Seeker of Darkness, as is the next attack. The last attack Riku can use besides his desperation move is an underground kind of attack. Riku touches the ground, which sends a small pool of darkness shooting out that stays beneath Sora. After a period of time, the pool will grow larger and 6 claws will shoot out and stab in the middle. The red tips glow more as they meet in the middle, signifying that this attack is not guardable. The best thing to do is keep moving or dodging to stay safe. The Black Coat Nightmare also has a similar attack. Usually, Riku will set a group of mines, send the pool of darkness, and then do his dash attack in quick succession in hopes of breaking your guard right when the claws come out to attack. Riku's desperation move shows him jumping into the air before disappearing. While he is rising into the air, the Soul Eater spins in the air beside him. Light appears on the ground, showing where the attacks are coming from. Riku slams his blade down, calling down a bolt of lightning as a shockwave is pushed out. He will do this 5 times before he raises his hand, raining down thunder all around Sora. Keep an eye on the pools of light on the ground, and you should be able to dodge this pretty easily, since any form of blocking does not work here. Most of these attacks are based off of attacks from Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories. They even copy the hit effect, which is a purple X. The 3-hit combo is kind of a mix between Riku's combat from Chain of Memories and one of his attacks when you fight him in both Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories. The last hit of the combo looks more like the Chain of Memories version used by the Riku replica. The dash attack is also seen in both games, though in Kingdom Hearts 3, Dark Riku can shoot out a disc even before powering up, which is not the case in the other 2 games. Riku would just do a slash with no disc before he was powered up. In Chain of Memories, this dash would stun Sora, which is kind of similar to how he can break his guard in Kingdom Hearts 3. In Kingdom Hearts 1, this actually breaks you out of your guard in a way, since you can't follow up with a counterattack. Dark Riku's desperation move seems to be a kind of variation of Dark Aura and Dark Break combined, since he does the same animation while powering up as Dark Aura, but dives down at Sora from above like Dark Break. At the end, the attack mirrors the ending of Dark Aura, where multiple bolts of lightning spread out to damage enemies. In Kingdom Hearts 1, Dark Break also shows this lightning type of attack. And that is it for the combat. Let's look at some smaller things with Dark Riku's fight. First of all, when Riku has taken enough damage, he will power up and start using his desperation move. He rises into the air as darkness spreads around him. Like I said before, it looks very similar to the charge up before Dark Aura. A concentrated beam of darkness shoots upward as Riku drops back down to the ground. A Dark Aura can be seen around him after this. When Riku is fighting alone, he will automatically move to his second phase at the start of the battle. I haven't been able to find any differences with damage output or speed of attacks. When Riku is thrown into the air from an attack, he will flip backwards before landing in a crouch position. During battle, Riku will keep a certain distance away from Sora and will jump backwards to keep that space. The last thing I want to point out is Dark Riku's battle quotes. He has a unique one for going into his second phase, killing Sora in battle, restarting the battle, and when he is defeated.
I'm unstoppable! Come on, Sora. I thought you were stronger than that. You didn't get enough last time? But why?
Upon defeat, a pillar of darkness shoots into the sky. Dark Riku calls Riku the fake, revealing that this is actually the Riku replica and not a past version of Riku being overcome by darkness. The Riku replica inside Riku's heart appears and pulls him out of the replica body, leaving it for Naminé. As the replicas disappear, we see a pillar of both light and darkness. And that is it for Dark Riku. Let's look at Xigbar's fight. Xigbar's first attack is a simple 4-shot combo. He can shoot at you from a number of different locations. He can teleport above you, shoot straight at you, shoot out curve shots, or create portals in which to shoot you. These are all based on different attacks he used in Kingdom Hearts 2. Guarding these during his first phase will stun him just like you could in Kingdom Hearts 2. His guns will spin behind him for a second before Xigbar flips back and grabs them to shoot out 4 more shots. You can actually guard the counterattack and stun him again. You can loop this until Xigbar goes into his second phase. During the second phase, he will not stagger from blocked shots. After you defeat Dark Riku, Xigbar will go straight into this phase at the beginning of the battle. After its 4-shot attack, Xigbar will either start walking around or reload. During both of these actions, Xigbar will be open to attack. While Xigbar is reloading, you can actually see the bullets on his gun charging up, showing you how much time you have left to attack. The only other attack Xigbar has besides his DM is a kind of shotgun attack. This one is an original attack not seen before to my knowledge. While charging with one gun, his other gun acts as a countdown, starting at 6 o'clock and turning to 12. As soon as it turns to 12, Xigbar will shoot. You can actually see the gun spinning in the air during the attack before he grabs it. Xigbar will follow you while you are moving and will shoot in your direction regardless of what height you are at. These do not follow you though like his normal bullets do. If you block or get hit by these, you will cancel some of the bullets out. The rest of the bullets will stick in the ground for a period of time. Getting close to them will cause them to explode. With the right timing, you can actually guard this, but it's pretty tight. The DM is another original attack. Xigbar rises into the air as his blasters spin beside him. He catches them before slamming them together to make a makeshift bow. He pulls back on the bowstring, and you can see the bullets on the guns start to charge up one by one as a giant arrow appears. When all the bullets charge up, the edges of the bow glow before Xigbar shoots the arrow skyward. This shot pushes you out to the edge of the arena. With the right timing though, you can actually dodge this. This shot creates a purple light in the sky, and purple clouds push out around it. Dark arrows start raining down in a circle that spreads out across the entire arena. Surprisingly, you can block this. You can also dodge through it by using air dash, dodge roll, or even air stepping to Xigbar if he is in range. You'll need to watch out for Xigbar during this, since he will go back to attacking right after shooting out his arrow. Xigbar has two different animations for when he is staggered from a combo. The first is when he's on the ground. He will flip backwards twice before catching himself and landing upright with a gun behind his head. The other is in the air when he is upside down. Xigbar will just be pushed back before he catches himself. Xigbar has 4 lines, one when he is powering up, another when you die, one when you restart the battle, and one when you defeat him.
Let's make it interesting. This is the end of the road for you. All right, the hero thinks he's ready now. So, this is your power.
As Xigbar falls to the ground, he says that if only he had the Keyblade, it would be different. When Sora tells him that he isn't worthy to bear a Keyblade, he reveals that he is worthy. Now that we know about the epilogue and Xigbar's true identity, this cutscene takes on a whole new meaning. Was this Lucio accidentally letting it slip that he can wield a Keyblade? It almost seems like he backpedals in the next scene, saying that Xehanort promised to bequeath him the no-name Keyblade. When Riku says it would be wasted on him, Xigbar replies with his iconic as if. Xigbar teleports to the top of the ruins where he falls backwards off the roof. His guns disappear, which was meant to make us believe that he had perished. I think this is the moment when Xigbar writes the 13th secret report. He says that the Keyblade War has begun, but Kingdom Hearts hasn't been summoned yet. Your ally in this battle against Dark Riku and Xigbar is Riku. Riku has all of the same moves as his playable sections, except for his barrier and counterattack, though it is possible he can still pull those off. I just personally haven't seen them during my testing. I also haven't seen Riku use magic or items during this battle, except for his Dark Firaga situation command. Anyways, he has his Dark Roll dodge as well as his ground and air combo. Surprisingly, he has access to both his Dark Firaga situation command as well as his double dual attack that he uses with Mickey. Of course though, Mickey isn't present during this attack. It makes me wonder which of these attacks we'll be able to use with the Remind DLC, since we do see him building up a situation command in one of the trailers. I did an entire breakdown on Riku's moveset in Kingdom Hearts 3, so if you want to see that, there should be an iCard in the top corner. After both enemies have been defeated, the darkness keeping them trapped in the area dissipates. Sora and Riku are seen to be looking down at the replica body, and Sora asks if this body is for Naminé. It seems like he wasn't able to see or hear the Riku replica in the previous cutscene. Riku confirms that this is for Naminé, but Sora first has to help the others as Riku goes after Ansem. With Riku running off before the scene ends, I guess the scene we see in Remind happens later. I always assumed that Riku was standing there right after the fight when Demyx came to pick up the body. That can still be the case, or maybe Riku came back after the battle with Xehanort and stumbled onto Demyx, who thought he would be gone by this point. And that is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this. I loved looking at how all the attacks worked and the smaller details that happened in the battle. If I missed something, or if you want me to take a closer look at a particular thing, let me know down below. I'm pretty active on Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and Twitter, so be sure to follow the links in the description below to stay connected. If you want to see some of my other boss breakdowns or my breakdown on Riku, click the cards on screen. Subscribe or share this and I will see you in the next video. Also, if you want to see my breakdowns a day early, hear my commentary on making the breakdown, or watch an exclusive stream each week, consider becoming a member. Click the join button next to the subscribe button to learn more.